It's a pleasure to meet you and talk about this film. I'm sure it was by no means an easy thing to shoot, so let's start with the shooting condition.
Yeah, it was as complicated as it possibly gets. The shooting conditions was we were walking the foothills of Everest. We went as far as we were allowed by any insurance company. As far as Universal would let us go, and then we went to the Dolomites, minus 30 Celsius every day for 6 weeks there. And avalanche. I think the most snowing in the Dolomites in 100 years.
Yeah.
That winter. And avalanche, evacuations. Every morning there was like avalanche warning on our call sheet. So yes, I mean, but at the same time, it was one of the most pleasant experiences as well.
Yeah, it puts you kind of in the spirit of the film as well.
Yeah.
Is the challenge always to find the right balance between the performances that had to be striking in this one and everything that's going on around technical?
Yeah, you have to kind of, not lose the sight of the story and the people. And I was very, clear about I didn't want any flamboyant Hollywood characters on the film. I want real people. I want the actors to let us into them, not create a character outside of them. And I want also, it was an ensemble film. It's about a lot of people. It's a lot of different people in a lot of different situations. Some paid to get up, so other work by getting up. So I wanted to kind of tell the story from as many angles I could without losing the kind of the tension of the story.
Which one was the main reference? The real life events, the various books, the various accounts of the
story?
The
real life events, because we were very lucky. We went to New Zealand and the real people, Jan Arnold, the wife of Rob Hall, Helen Wilton, Fiona, with the girlfriend of Andy Harris, is not in the story, and Guy Carter, played by Sam Worthington. They were all there, and they shared with us tapes that were recorded on the mountain, and they had listened for 18 years, since it happened, because they just put it away. It was too difficult. And they listened to all the tapes with us and gave us a lot of reality and understanding what had happened. At that point, we already read all the books. So for me, trying to tell it, trying to find, because a lot of the book have a perspective of somebody who was there.
Of course.
Yeah. I didn't want to tell from one person who was there, because that's kind of first-hand account. So I want to tell from the story that happened on Everest as much as I could, understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, it's important to make the distinction between a documentary, which relates real life events, and a movie, which has a fictionalization that has to work for the big screen. Yeah. So was that also another level of challenge? Yeah, I mean, to find that and choose that the way by choosing what you shed the light on without lying or because I think sometimes they've gone too far to do that, and then they lose the point, because then why build it on a real event if all you're going to do is just tell the traditional script of Hollywood. So for me, it's like, how can we find exciting enough story without creating false events? And it's, as I said, it's more about what moments do you choose. It's always interesting to hear discussions of journalists at press junkets, because they talk about things that are relevant to the film, and everyone's talking about the fascination with climbing Everest. Do you understand that now that you've been involved in it? Or I totally get it. I think it's a metaphor of any ambition, and you at the same time, people that race cars, they fly, or they try the extreme things to experience. I think that actually I have an easier time understanding that than people that hide in basements or don't live the life to full, and they live a long life. Yeah. But they don't do much with it. No, don't. So the quality of life cannot only be measured in time. Yeah, that's true. That's interesting. And finally, about Jason Clarke, I think he's quite a striking actor, and he's such a believable one as well. So what did you like most about him as Robert? Well, I think what you said, he's very real to me. He's masculine without being macho. He is a very believable mountain climber. He comes from the territory of this real person, which makes him even more authentic for the story. And also, because he hasn't reached the height of fame yet, which he probably will, but you still can believe him as a real person. I mean, I think if you come and Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, it's really hard to put another person on you. You become such a huge thing yourself.
And it's nothing to do with them, it's just the way this business works. So I think he's in the right moment also, you know, apart from being a fantastic actor.